I mean, from my average price,
Yeah.
it was 750% up.
Really?
And I was like, this is the easiest money I've ever made.
Despite initial skepticism, Marta joined the crypto club 9 months ago and has since seen remarkable results.
So far, I reached 45% up on my portfolio. And this is only from what I sold. It's still growing. Beginning of this year, I started with a VCA strategy. So far, I had 37% up.
In this exclusive interview, Marta shares her inspiring journey.
I've resigned from my job of 19 years because I think I deserve better. I didn't have a clue about cryptos. I didn't have a clue about wallet, and like making all these profits that I'm making is just part of it. But another part of it is the mindset that I'm getting. I'm so grateful for that, and no money can buy it.
What are you feeling about the market right now?
It's good. It's bullish, isn't it? We're getting there.
Oh, really?
After so many.
Definitely in the medium term, but in the short term it's fallen. What do you feel about that?
Well,
Getting nervous?
I'm excited about it.
Excited, that's what you
It's
should be.
sales time, isn't it?
Exactly. Most people, it's the opposite. Most people, they get so worried right now, right? But this is actually the best time to be getting have a seat over there. Did you manage to take advantage of it as it fell down? A little bit?
A little bit.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I managed to get some more money to put in.
Okay.
Because I was pretty much fully invested before the drop.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I did.
That is so good, and I'll tell you why. Because people are asking me, is now the right time to get in, etc. And they always ask me, are you getting in? And I said, actually, I'm fully invested right now. Like I literally, I'm scraping around, but I wanted to, And when they get in and I don't, it's like you said, the sales are on.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you trade more, or are you more investing? Would you say?
More investing at the moment. Okay. I do a trading strategy with crypto, CM, but not with stocks yet. This is something I'm still in a process of learning.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to ask you about that. But what I really want to know is, how did you first get into trading investing? What attracted you to that?
Yes, so I had a bit of savings from the sale of the house, and the money was disappearing from my account very quickly.
Okay, where was it disappearing to?
Expensive hobbies. I love traveling. Okay. I love trekking, mountain climbing.
Nice.
So I did some good trips. So it didn't go to waste, but it was disappearing quickly.
Yes.
So then I thought I need to secure myself for the future. And I had a couple of friends actually that one of them does this professionally. He's investor, like he's investing and trading for himself, and he helps people. So I basically just gave him some money to invest for me.
Okay.
But then I thought, well, if he can do it, maybe I can do it myself. So I started looking into this.
I like your thinking.
Yeah, and then my other friend was investing in cryptos, and I was like, this crypto. I heard about it. What is it? So I started looking into cryptos, and it just fascinated me because I think crypto is freedom to me. It's not, well, it's dangerous in a way.
Is it?
If you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, I see.
Okay. If you don't know what you're doing, it's maybe risky.
Just like anything. Right?
Exactly like just anything. But for me, as I said, it was freedom. It wasn't controlled by the government. It wasn't centralized. So I really like the idea behind it. And I decided to look into it. And also, what attracted me was the fact that you can make profit very quickly. Because
how can you make profits quickly?
Well, that's what I thought before I joined the...
Okay.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
So what attracted me was the thought that I can make profit really quickly. But once I started looking into it, there is no magic pill, basically. And it is very risky, so I have to be very careful with it. So I'm glad that I had that thought in my mind to look into it deeper and to learn about it first before putting all my money into it and then losing it the next day, because that's how fast cryptos can move. One day it can be very low, the next day can be very high, and then back to low.
Absolutely.
Again. So,
but that's what's so great about it. I know that doesn't make any sense for somebody listening now, but that is what is so fantastic. As long as you know when to get out and you have a strategy with rules. So take us back right to the beginning. Like, so when you started learning this with us, what kind of strategies did you use, and also what have your results been?
So I started with CCA strategy, and so far I reached 45% up on my portfolio.
Fantastic.
And this is only from what I sold. It's still growing.
Oh, that's realizable, but you've got a lot more.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, exactly. CM strategy, contrarian momentum, so far 13% up on the whole portfolio. Beginning of this year, I started with VCA strategy. So far, I had my win last week, 37% up.
That's great. You really let that profit run, eh?
And it happened within like 2 weeks, which is amazing. Pretty amazing.
Yes. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well done.
At the beginning, it was like everything was very hard to learn. But now I'm like, how did I not understand that?
Right.
But when I started, I was just like, I don't know if you use this saying in English, but it was black magic for me. And now I can't believe I didn't understand it, because it's actually very, very simple.
And again, just like everything.
Just like everything. The profits didn't come straight away, because a year ago, it was a year and a half ago, and everything was down. So like Bitcoin, I think at that time was like 70% down or like 80% down. And I didn't understand, like, how is that going to work? You know? But I was like, okay, I'm in it now, so I have to follow the strategy. And I did. So I actually only had one entrance on most of the coins, because they were so low.
Okay.
And then shortly after, everything was going up. And I was like, oh, it's going up. And then with Solana last year, it went 800% up, 750% up.
It went 800% up, or you made 800%?
I mean, from my average price, it was 750% up.
Really? How does that make you feel, by the way?
And I was like, this is the easiest money I've ever made. I mean, I had to put a lot of learning into it.
Sure.
But then I did it and I forgot about it.
Because the market does most of the work, right?
Because the market does most of the work. And then one day I open my laptop and I look and I'm like, oh.
It's a good thing you didn't look before.
Yeah.
Because you would have probably, done something.
Yeah, probably. I would probably sell it. If I didn't know the strategy, I would probably, it's 500% up, I need to sell.
Of course.
And I did have those thoughts, but then I heard Dennis's voice in my head, follow the strategy. Bloody Dennis. I hear his voice in my head a lot. Yeah, exactly. But it's so helpful. Like, yeah. I mean, it's bad. I don't know if it's bad or good. It's good in a way, but yeah.
So you're very coachable.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, sure. No one's perfect. But I mean, yeah. But when it comes to stuff that you don't know, a lot of people are quite arrogant. And they kind of say, I'm going, oh, look, you're actually paying us to teach you. So why are you like fighting? It's incredible, Yeah, sure, they can teach us about their things, but let us teach you about our things. I find it so funny. And which strategies did you use? So CCA, and
then I moved on to contrarian momentum.
Okay, which is a little bit more trading, kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
So how's that coming along?
That was really difficult for me to learn for some reason, like the CCA. But then I was practicing it. I was trying to do it, and again, I heard Dennis's voice in my head, and he said, treat it as a companies. You know, so Bitcoin is a company, and then you buy it with whatever you want to use, whether it's English, whether it's pounds, whether it's dollars, or you can do crypto to crypto. So, and I was like, this makes perfect sense now. So one day it just clicked in my head, and
And so do you use that all the time now?
yes.
Okay, brilliant. How's that working for you?
It's working very well because in a very short time, very consistently, I make minimum 5% profit on my trades.
Yeah.
So far, I think the biggest one I had, it was 9%,
Oh, well
which
done.
is great.
Let it run. Fantastic.
Yeah, so at the moment, I think I am 13% up on my contrarian momentum portfolio.
Nice. So you're
Which is
definitely
really
beating the markets then, and definitely the banks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And just
yeah.
wait till it compounds, starts compounding and compounding and compounding.
And then compounding, yes, another amazing thing.
Because you're learning this now, but you're going to use it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's what people also forget. You know, it's like, yeah, but you're learning this now, and then, you know, you can teach, well, we always say, teach your family and bring your friends to us. But anyway, okay, brilliant. So, and you said that you found it even more difficult than the CCA, but now looking back, I mean, it is a little bit more complex, but it's...
Yeah, because, you know, you have the indicators coming in and...
But it's all done for you. I mean, the indicators are there. It's not like you have to... Yeah, it's interesting.
I know, but you put one extra thing in and it changes the whole thing.
Yeah, another ingredient.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's talk about goals, for example. Like, one thing... Did you set goals for yourself?
That was something very hard for me to do, to set goals, because I didn't really know what my goal was.
Lovely.
So I was coming up with different sort of amounts that I wanted to make, and then
give me some examples.
You kept on saying like, but why? Like, you know, I said like, okay, I want to make $1 million. And then on one of the webinars, you were like, but why $1 million? Why do you want to make $1 million? Is it just, you know, it just came of like out of your head? You have to.
But it is.
Know what,
If somebody says $1 million, it's totally made up, right?
Yeah.
It's not worked out, basically.
Nothing actually until now. Now I have, because, you know, I was sort of like in a comfortable situation. I wasn't doing that. I didn't start investing and trading because I needed the money right now. Like, you know, so I think that's why I didn't have that goal.
How interesting. Because you didn't have that need to do it.
Exactly. I didn't have that need. So that's why it was a little bit hard for me to motivate myself. Like I didn't have that strong why. And I was coming up with different whys, but like it worked for some time, but then it disappeared, you know. I guess it's just because it wasn't strong enough.
Okay, yeah. So you've been working on that? Well, we'll come on to motivation in a moment, but so you said you didn't really have a goal. Do you have a goal now?
Now I have a more clearer goal, yeah.
Is it important to have a goal?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Because it's going to keep me going. It's going to motivate me.
Okay. So the goal is the what you want to achieve. And then, by the way, is it more than $1 million?
It's actually less.
Is it? But at least it's worked out,
Yeah.
right? So there's a number, you've worked it out, that's what I need, that's what I want, I'm going to achieve that. And by the way, when we set goals, we always say a minimum this, right? So it mustn't fall below, but it can quite happily be above. You're happy with that? Is that okay?
Exactly. I mean, if it's more than what I want, then I take it.
Absolutely. Okay. And then in terms of motivation, we believe that, you know, motivation is so important. I mean, you said yourself, you know, it comes and goes because you said you didn't have a big enough reason why. Let's talk about that. So you didn't have a why before?
No, not a big enough why. I think every time the why changed, I had a why, and then after a while, okay, it's not strong enough. I have to come up. I have to, I think, dig in deeper and deeper.
Yes. Jim, most people don't do that, you know. They just don't have a why, or they'll find something, latch onto it, but they're not really achieving their goals, but they'll never revisit it again. I mean, when do we take the time to really, like you say, dig deep, even deeper? And they're trying to hide from you, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's a bit scary sometimes.
They're hiding very well.
Yeah?
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, your mind is just like, wants to keep you safe.
That's right.
So, you know, wants you to stay in that comfort zone.
That's its job.
Yeah.
So it's doing a good job.
And it's a hard work to
Yes,
push it out of it.
Absolutely. There's a reason for that, I guess, to stop people from jumping off buildings and stuff. Your mind they're definitely there for a reason. But so what is your why at the moment?
Well, I've resigned from my job of 19 years.
Why did you do that?
Because I think I deserve better.
Okay.
The company I work for is great. Something recently have changed, and I think I've grown as well. And I think yes, I know that I can make more money now by doing other things, and I want to grow as well. So no, the growth part of this, it's one part of my why now.
Yes.
Because I know I can do better and better and better.
That's true.
I just have to keep getting out of this comfort zone.
And you didn't think you could do that in your current job?
No, I just reached my level.
Okay.
And that was it.
But are you eating into your trading account though?
Not yet.
Yeah. You know, look, it's your money, right? But you know, we always think that it's better to have a source of income so you can keep adding because you'll be so happy to. I mean, you said yourself, you know, when it just fell, I don't know how, but you didn't have the money, but you managed to, right? That's what it's all about. Yeah.
The plan is not to dig into my investing and trading portfolio.
Yet.
I said not yet. Still have doubts, you know, it's still a big change in my life. But the plan is not to dig into it. The plan is to keep adding to it. So yes, I definitely will find another source of income.
Which, by the way, nobody does. People out there, they have a certain amount of money, and then they think, I'm going to build it up. But they don't understand that just putting a little bits in, £100, £150 a month even, you know, can make a huge difference over time. So it's interesting. So you still have doubts about it. But really, it's just a second pillar. If it's your main pillar, then it's like, you know, I would have more doubts if that was just my only pillar. Would you have more doubts if it was your only pillar or if it was pillar?
The doubts that I had is mainly because I've been in my job for 20 years. I haven't looked for a job in 20 years. So this is like new waters for me. So the doubt that I have, I think it's whether I'm going to find something good enough, you know, whether it's going to be more money than I have now. So this sort of doubt that I have. But I know that I will because you know, these beliefs that we have.
So it's more about the job than it is.
Yeah.
So what we teach is if you want something, you have to convince them of your value, because money is nothing but a reflection of the value you give to society. So if you earn a lot of money, and by the way, it's perceived value. So whether you think it's a lot of value doesn't matter, right? Teachers, amazing value. But if society doesn't think that, you know.
And, you know, being part of investment mastery and like making all these profits that I'm making is just part of it. But another part of it is the mindset that I'm getting, is the mindset you helping me to build. That, you know, like I am worth of better things and I can do it and I will do it as long as I'm willing to get out of this comfort zone that I'm in.
That's right.
And, you know, throughout my journey with this company, I'm just discovering the new me.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for that, and no money can buy it.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Really
Thank you.
That. No, but that's why we're doing it. You know, yes, it's a business, of course, but we believe that you can do both. You can actually help other people and have a business. It doesn't have to be just, you know, that's fantastic. So thank you. I mean, that bit, what you just said, I'm going to cut that and make sure everybody hears that, because we hear all about profits and all this kind of stuff. That's great. But that's really it, the real change. Actually, real leaders create leaders. So we're always looking for people who are going to then help us teach other people as well. Anyway, we've got a bit.
Here comes crewing.
What's that?
Here comes crewing.
Yes, exactly. Have you crewed before?
Once, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
And I'm
See,
going
that's what I
again.
thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going
exactly.
to
It
do it
starts
again
with
in
crewing,
May,
etc. Let's talk about motivation, right? So how did you keep motivated even when it was difficult? Because you said it was difficult.
Yes, there were times that were very difficult. And I think being part of the club helped a lot. Having and being within the community, seeing people like me, struggling through life, not being valued enough, not valuing themselves enough, it connects people, and it helped me motivate myself to do it. I don't know if I'm explaining that in the right way.
Totally makes sense. Yeah. Totally makes sense.
And coming to the webinars, well, I can tell you there was a point when I wanted to give up. It was when my first gold membership was running out, and I was in a bit difficult situation in private life. I had a bit of health issues, and I lost my cat, and I was just like, I was so down, and I was just like, I'm just going to stop it for now. I'm not going to carry on. I will have a break. And then I went on the 3-day workshop, because I think it was like the last one before my membership runs out. And I was supposed to crew at this workshop, but then for some reason I decided not to. And I think I even decided not to, like a week before, I decided not to go on this workshop. But then, and I didn't go for the first day, and the second day was Saturday. I didn't go on the first day, it was Friday. And in the evening, it was like 10:30 in the evening. And because I didn't receive the email, maybe I didn't register to receive the email about the workshop. I couldn't find the email. And it was Friday evening, 10:30, and I messaged Amon, and I was like, Amon, I haven't got the link for the webinar, for the workshop. Can I have it? And he sent it like straight away.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And I was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Yeah, and I'm like, I was there in the morning, and I had this feeling that I need to share my story. And this is the first time I shared exactly what I felt and how I felt, and it was so liberating. And then I decided not to quit. I was like, I need to go on. I can't stop life. I can't let life stop me. Like, things are gonna happen all the time. I just have to keep going.
Brilliant.
And here I am.
So how important is, you mentioned community, how important is that environment to keep going, to keep motivated?
Yeah. And the help from coaches, like how great they are, motivating and helpful, and it just feels like one big family.
That's the
to
idea.
me.
Yeah.
And the 3 days workshop, I just love them. It's like spending time with friends and family and having fun, dancing in front of camera. I love it.
Dancing in front of cameras. Don't say that to people. They'll go, oh, I don't know. See, look, I don't understand why people think that finances needs to be hard. Okay, I get why they might think that. But why it needs to be boring? Like, why not have fun? You're doing it, so you might as well have fun, right?
I think, that's how we are being brought up. Like, when you are grown up, you can't have fun. You just have to go to work really, really hard.
Yeah.
Earn enough money to survive.
Yeah.
And that's the rest of your life.
I talk about Tom, my personal trainer, and how without him I can't, do it, although I could, but it wouldn't be as much. He has on his, I don't know whether it's Instagram or Skype, he has this phrase, and I'm going to try. He says something like, do you get old because... Do you stop going to the playground or the park or whatever it is because you get old? or do you get old because you stop going to the playground? I look at that and I go, that is so true.
Exactly.
Very interesting. Anything more you would be able to share with somebody who's like a complete beginner? Because you were a complete beginner, right?
I was complete beginner. I didn't have a clue about cryptos. I didn't have a clue about wallets. I didn't have a clue about market, stocks. This was all totally new to me. And English is not my first language. So
as well,
by learning, I was just learning new vocabulary all the time, and there were times when I was almost crying because I wasn't getting it.
Yeah.
And I was like, why can't I just get it? And then Dennis's voice comes up in my head and it clicks. It was so funny, seriously. I was just like,
oh my goodness. I can't wait for him to watch this. That is so good. Tell us a little bit about you, because you said you were in the same job for 19, 20 years, just so that people really understand that you had no clue, like you weren't like a trader at Merrill Lynch or something. What have you been doing for the last 19, 20 years?
I'm a pub manager. I was running a pub for the last 13 years. 20 years I've been working in pubs.
Yeah.
I was running my pub for 13 years. And that's basically what I was doing, just running the pub.
So no finance, no trading during your...
Nothing.
While you were
basically,
running the pub.
I was just running the pub and partying the whole time,
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, but it wasn't getting me anywhere.
That is also true. That is also true. So what would you say to somebody who's really like considering doing this?
I would say if you're already thinking about it, then do it. Because if you don't do it, you will regret it. Because we only regret the things we don't do. And it will give you control of your life. You will work on your mindset. You will get stronger, more confident. That's how I feel. That's what it gave me.
So it's not just about trading and investing. There are things that you learn that you can use in other areas of your life.
Yes. Mainly the mindset and the confidence, trust in yourself. Making decisions that impact your life, that can make your life better. You will feel braver. Yes, all these great things.
Fantastic.
It's an amazing journey. Once you start, you will get that feeling of getting control of your life. It's no longer being directed by somebody else. And yes, as I said, the more you do it, the more confident you will become.
Well, when you found things hard, especially for people watching this right now, how did you deal with it, especially right at the beginning? Like, how did you deal with that?
It took me a while to understand myself how I should deal with it. I don't know if that's a solution for everyone, because everyone is different. But I learned that if it became too much and I would feel very overwhelmed, I would have to step back from it. I would have to give myself a bit of time for my brain to process the information and then just come back to it.
Oh, that's simple. Everyone could do that.
Yeah.
But is it easy to take a step back and then never go back?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's
So you can say to yourself, okay, great, finish for today. I'm going to come back to it tomorrow or the day after, rather than getting frustrated. Rather than, I can't do this. Tony always talks about, if you're confused, that's amazing, because you're just about to have a breakthrough. And it's like, okay, I'm confused. This is great. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to come back tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I try to tell myself as well. You're confused. It's fine. This is something new. Just have a break.
Or maybe even my brain is confused right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not confused, but my brain is confused.
And the thing is, normally if I have a break, and then even sometimes it's even like, a few days.
Yeah.
But I think subconsciously my brain thinks about it, because at some, and then I get this flash moments that, okay, that makes sense now. I can go back to do it.
Oh, is that how your brain works? So you're doing something else, the God.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, zoom,
Yeah.
oh, that's what Eamon meant. Really? Is that? Wow. Okay.
I'll be, I don't know, cooking, and then, oh, that thought pops up, and I was like, oh, that's so simple. And then I just have to go and,
How cool is that? That means your unconscious is actually working while you're doing something else and is coming up with the answer. So you've given it a problem. It goes, thank you very much. I'm going to go away and have a think about it. Wow.
Yeah, I actually didn't think about it that way, but yeah, it seems like that how it works. Yeah.
Oh, well, work out world hunger or something like that, While you're cooking, while you're cooking, oh God, maybe that isn't the right thing, but you know what I mean. Amazing. I love that. So forcing it isn't the way to do it then, for your brain.
No.
Gee.
And that was really hard for me to understand, because from the way I was always, taught how I should, nobody told me that, I can take break from learning, and, learning is easier when you're having fun. You just have to sit there and do it until it's finished, and then, cry, and cry doesn't help because you still have to finish because the test is tomorrow.
Yeah.
But, it shouldn't be like this. Learning, it's so much easier and better when it's actually fun. And when you relax about it.
Yeah. Take us through, for example, the contrarian momentum strategy, because that's more difficult. And yeah, take us through it step by step. Like, what would you do?
Well, I open TradingView.
So that's the charting software.
That's the charting software.
Which is free.
It's free. And I find the asset I want to trade on. So I currently just trade on Bitcoin and Ethereum. I use RSI index, relative strength index, which tells me when the asset is
you have to get this right now.
overpriced or underpriced, overvalued or undervalued.
Yeah, very good.
And then I just look at the chart, and then I set that's even I set the alert on the TradingView to tell me when the price goes below 30. And then when the price goes below 30, I get a message from TradingView. And then I have to make sure that I have 2 candles while the indicator is below 30.
Yeah, so this is where we do it differently to everybody else, because most people do the RSI goes below 30 and then comes back up again, and then they get in. But we do it differently. Yeah. Yeah,
so I wait if I get 2 candles when the RSI is below 30, and then I enter. And yeah, you can do 3 entries, 4 entries, depends of your depends how you want to do it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the more entries, the better, right?
The more entries, the better, because that will lower your average price. So then I went for the price to come down 5%, and I enter again.
And how much profit are you looking to take?
5% each time.
Minimum.
Yes. Yeah, it's minimum, of course.
Right?
It's
minimum 5%. Because we're looking to let it run more if we possibly can. Yeah, and that like the entry is simple. I know at the beginning it's not, but it's so simple, right? Come on. No, is it?
It is very simple. Like, now I don't understand how I couldn't understand it, but I didn't understand it. I started backtesting to learn breakout strategy. And so only recently I started, I sent out the Zoom link on Facebook if people want to join me on Sunday evenings to backtest. I've only done it for 2 weeks, but I had one person first week and another person second week. It was great because,
Actually, you hit on something there. Backtesting the strategy is the fastest way for people to get confidence in the strategy and therefore themselves, is backtesting it.
Yeah,
if you do that, 10 times, 100 times, 500 times, it's like, right, come on, and now let's go live. Like what are we waiting for?
Yeah, it's amazing because I did it first time, and I found 5 trades, and 2 of them were successful, which I think is great ratio.
Okay.
And I was surprised that I found any, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because exactly, I didn't understand how that works. I was just like, I have no clue how I'm gonna bypass this. I don't know if it something, blocked me from trading. And I didn't know how to overcome it. And then I went and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this backtesting. And I did, and I found trades, and like I found winning trades.
You know, sometimes, and we'll finish here, sometimes, this word trading, that's not for me. Well, do you actually know what it is? Well, no, but, like, isn't that for people in the city and, the young people who are like very Wall Street and all this kind of stuff? Oh, that's what you think it is. Yeah, it's not that at all.
Yeah, and it's quite fun.
It's just a way of making your money work hard for you as much as you're working hard for the money in the first place. And while it's working hard for you, it means you're working smarter. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it. Marta's incredible journey to becoming a highly successful trader and investor. So, what's the biggest takeaway from this interview? Share your thoughts below.